This is the G Podcast with your host, Tommy B.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 253 of This is the G Podcast. Yes. We are back, y'all. I'm your host, Tommy B, and we're your weekly news recap, bringing you the news, politics, pop culture, that piping our tea with the one and only Tonya B. She is back this week, y'all. So let's say hello to the crew. Tonya B is in the building. Tonya B.
Yeah.
Tonya B, how you doing? Hey, Tonya B, how's the bird wire? Because we ain't talked about the bird wire in a minute. Go ahead.
It's doing well. You can hear it everywhere, every day, and at Castropolis.net on demand. We play the best variety of new and classic independent music. We support independent artists. So if you are an indie artist and you want to get put on, go to Castropolis.net. It's just that easy breezy. No dirty hip hop though.
Hey, let me remind you. Castropolis is on hiatus, but coming back after a major rehaul. Got some surprises for y'all. So you can, on the screen, if you're watching, which you have the option to watch or listen, the QR code brings up all the links. Just take a look at the QR code, just scan it with your camera, and the bird wire is there. You can go on and check out the weekly episodes. And the first one from was it last week?
Let me see.
Yeah,
this is the fourth week.
Yep.
The 6th, 13th, 20th, yeah, 20. So we're 4 weeks into the new year. Yes, sir.
Yep. So if you scan it, you'll see the bird wire go to it. It's there. Welcome back, Tonya B. Let me give you one more. Yes. By the Country Commentator. Yes, I've been talking smack. I know he ain't been listening, so. You know I've been talking smack, bro. You know I've been. But I'm going to leave it at that, man. That's all I got to say. Hey, Bob, before we get rolling, man, welcome back, by the way. Welcome back.
Appreciate the love, bro. Glad to be back.
Good to see you, man. Super Bowl 59, which Grunt called Super Bowl licks.
Licks. Wow.
He was joking, I hope. LIX. But Super Bowl 59, feel free to chime in, y'all. Tonya B and Bob. Tonya B and Talib is here, too. Commanders and Eagles, Bills and Chiefs. Who do you think is going to the big game? Don't give me all your commentator.
Okay. I'm thinking Philadelphia.
Okay.
And Kansas City again.
Okay, so Philly and Kansas City. Who you got, Tonya B?
Philly. I got Philly.
You got Philly overall, so it'll be Philly versus Chiefs or Bills.
The Chiefs, I get it. They said I know no contrary, but I would say shout out to Damar Hamlin. I'd like to see Damar Hamlin go and win a Super Bowl against the Eagles.
So you got the Bills.
The Bills.
Who you got, Talib? And welcome, Talib. I'm gonna give you a proper welcome. But who you got?
Appreciate it. I really got no dog in this fight, but I would love to see Buffalo pull it out. I mean, Buffalo hasn't really made no noise since the Doug Flutie days. So
okay.
I would love to see Buffalo get something this year.
I was going to go back to what's his name back in the day for the Bills. I forgot his name. That's how long it's been.
Jim Kelly?
Yeah, Jim Kelly.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Damn. Yeah. Hey, one more. So, Talib, you're saying the Bills. Who do you think is going from the NFC? Eagles or Commanders?
Again, I would like to see Commanders versus Bills.
Yes, everybody wants the little rookie brother to go, man.
Come on. I mean, they had a hell of a season, man.
They did.
Know what I mean?
They absolutely did, man. I'd love to see.
Plus, the name change and everything. I've always been. I've liked the Skins since they were since the '80s.
Plus, brothers, we got that connection with our first black quarterback, Doug Williams.
Exactly.
Who doesn't get enough depth, but okay.
Chocolate City. Yes.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right. Hey, one more question about it. And I got to ask you this, right? But I'm not going to go hard. I'm just going to ask you in general.
Oh, no.
Are you happy with the winner of the college football playoffs, man? Are you happy?
Am I with the winner?
Are you happy with the conclusion? Ohio State won overall, beat Notre Dame.
Yeah. I mean,
Am I happy? No. Is that what I'm?
When they got no, they ain't happy.
Am I satisfied?
Sorry for the
yes.
N-word,
I think the right team won. Okay, the right team won.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, Vi, because you got to look at Georgia lost to Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, yeah, the right team won.
Notre Dame made it to the finals. You got to give it. Not everybody's happy, but I'm glad to hear that you are happy and you're looking to the future.
Didn't I say I was happy now? Do not put that in there.
Satisfaction.
There you go. Satisfaction.
Okay. All right. Y'all give it up because we can't get to Talib Shabazz. Let's leave Vi and go to Talib Shabazz in the building. Talib, what's up, man?
Oh yeah, get some applause. Yeah. Okay.
Here you go. Talib a DJ, so you got to have that too. All right. Talib, man. On a sad note, dude. DJ Unk.
I know.
Known for Walk It Out. Young dude. I don't know if he's 42 or 43.
43. I think it was 43. But I've known that cat since he was like 16.
You have any stories, man, on Unk? Because he was part of the Big Unk camp, right?
Yeah. I mean, just I can remember being at the studio because we were doing some work with Jelly with Big Unk Records back in the day of Keep It Street. So, just him, just being a little young boy in the studio, like, he's, man, I'm telling you, we gonna make it big. And I'm like, yeah, I know, bro, I know. It's just, I don't really have any like on the road stories, but I mean, man, he just had a wonderful spirit,
Yeah.
And it was rare for young boy to see that kind of energy in a young boy at that time. So he's definitely going to be missed.
Rest in power, man. He got so much love. I was just on social media and went to Twitter. I'm sorry, X. I don't know why I'm still there, y'all. I'm leaving because you know why I'm leaving. But bottom line is he was trending like number 1 and number 2. Last night, and that's tremendous love for people just going on, talking about him and people posting videos, because in a lot of cases you think these guys have these, I guess, lower tier careers when they have 1 or 2 hits, man. But Atlanta showed him love last night as we taped it. I think it occurred within the last day or so. The other interesting thing that I was reading was he suffered a heart attack back in 2009.
Yeah, I didn't know
so
about that.
he's had health issues over the years, man. But rest in power to his family, to his friends, to Big Unk. Did some stuff with them back in the day, and Jelly, of course. So, to all those folks, man, rest in power. Rest in power, Unk. Rest in power. All right, man. I want to, before we go to the news, I want to play something, and then we'll go to the news. I was going to play this before the news, but I was going to play this after the news, but I want to play this, y'all, before we roll. Here we go.
This one really matters. And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. My heart goes out to you.
All right. Inauguration week. I'm almost speechless here. Tonya B, when you Nazi salute or not? Yes or no? I'm going to you. Hey, just a hand up. That's all you got?
In an open-toe shoe.
Yeah. Just amazing. Talib, thoughts on seeing that?
That is probably one of the most awkward men I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. It just goes to show you that money can't buy cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was doing that as a Nazi thing or not, but it was just awkward.
Yeah.
It just looked whack. You know what I mean? Like look at this dude. I mean, there was nothing. There was nothing.
Well,
about that.
The interesting thing, Talib, and people were using that like, oh, he's on the spectrum. I mean, a lot of people, he's got autism on the spectrum. He's a billionaire still, and he's accountable.
Is he really autistic?
Well,
Asperger's
syndrome. But on the other hand, you're running a huge company. You're running Tesla. You're a billionaire. You're involved in the U.S. government now, on a level where there's truly, I guess, no true accountability. And I compared it, and I don't know if you saw. I didn't do it on here because I don't want the copyright people coming after me. But the salute from American History X. It's it's exactly what they did within that movie. I mean, I don't hang out with Nazis, so I don't see them daily.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
but I had to see it. I had to compare. I went back and said, damn, I went back and I said the whole sounder, from to up.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't do it. Notice I just did
right.
I'm not going to do that. But I'm just saying from the chest, the sound and up, it just looked very much like what you typically see the white supremacists do. Go to you, Vi.
Totally.
My thing is, did he denounce it? Did he say it wasn't?
Oh, no, he's doubling down.
So my thing is, if it wasn't...
He's making jokes, by the way.
My thing is, if it wasn't, denounce it. Strongly denounce it. If you don't strongly denounce it, then I have a right to believe that.
Yeah.
Denounce it. Instead of making jokes about it or trying to say the Democrat is at you, no, say I didn't do that.
News team!
Go back, Vi. You can go back, Vi. I'm sorry.
My thing is, instead of saying the Democrat start another fight or, making jokes about it, strongly deny it. If you don't strongly deny, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's an excellent point, Vi. I agree. You make an excellent point because my issue with this is the ADL, which I was shocked when the ADL sent out the press release defending.
They were very soft. They were very soft on that one.
I would have at least, even looking at the NAACP, if he had done something like with a noose, doing something like this. The NAACP would have been all over him, and I was just shocked that the ADL.
It's a money thing right now.
Say it again, Vi.
It's a money thing right now.
It is a money thing. It is a money thing. I think right now he has so much money. He's and he probably said, "Hey, here's a couple of million. Let it go."
Because if I'm ADL, if you don't want to downgrade it, don't say nothing then.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't try to downgrade it. Don't say nothing.
Yeah.
Because it don't need to be downgraded because he's not denouncing it.
Yeah. I agree.
No, I'm not with it.
Good
I'm not gonna sit here and say he did it because I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna say he didn't do it neither. I'm just saying I don't know. But I'm saying he's not owning up to it saying that he didn't do it.
Mm-hmm. So true. All right. Hey, y'all, let's go ahead and do news. We'll come back. We've got some more stories from the week. Again, big thanks to Syracuse Mike. Let's go ahead and do it.
News team, assemble!
It's time for the Week in News with Syracuse Mike.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
That I will faithfully execute.
That I will faithfully execute.
The office of President of the United States.
The office of President of the United States.
With that, Donald Trump, the 45th president, is now the 47th president of the United States. His inauguration speech was not the American carnage message of 2017, but it wasn't as much about unity as had been promised. It was a speech that contained familiar grievances and a message targeted at his supporters as he talked about a golden age for America.
America will soon be greater, stronger, and far more exceptional than ever before.
President Trump said he would put America first every day of his administration. As promised, he also later signed a number of executive orders. One of the most controversial concerns those convicted and charged in the January 6th riot at the U.S. Capitol. The president pardoned about 1,500 people in that case. More than 1,000 pleaded guilty. He signed an executive order ending DEI programs in the federal government, plus an order requiring federal workers to return to the office. And he temporarily halted the ban on TikTok. But that raises legal questions since the law stated that halting the ban could only happen if there's a deal on the table for a sale. That's just a few of the executive orders signed on Monday. On his first day as president, Donald Trump received a swift response from 22 Democratic-led states, plus the District of Columbia, the city of San Francisco, and civil rights groups concerning his executive order to end birthright citizenship. A lawsuit filed by them called the president's move a flagrantly unlawful attempt to strip hundreds of thousands of American-born children of their citizenship based on their parentage. Children born in the U.S. from parents who are in the country illegally are considered U.S. citizens. All U.S. federal employees working in diversity offices are being placed on leave by the Trump administration. DEI is out. That stands for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. The order in a memo from the U.S. Office of Personnel Management. The memo, confirmed by the White House press secretary, directed all department and agency heads to send workers notice by 5 p.m. on Wednesday. This all after President Trump signed 2 executive orders targeting DEI programs in the federal government. There's been another school shooting in Nashville. A teenage girl was killed. The 17-year-old shooter took his own life. Police Chief John Drake.
Our SWAT team began systematic searches throughout the entire school to make sure there weren't any more victims or shooters within the school. We did not find any more.
Another student was grazed by a bullet, but is expected to be okay. Thousands of Southern California residents were under evacuation orders Wednesday while firefighters battled the Hughes Fire, the latest blaze which was out of control in the foothills and mountains of northern Los Angeles County. The Justice Department, now under the Trump administration, has frozen civil rights litigation that may have led to negotiated Biden administration overhauls for local police departments. One memo orders attorneys in the Civil Rights Division to not file any new complaints or other court papers until further notice. President Trump has signed an executive order to release and declassify thousands of documents concerning the assassinations of John F. Kennedy, Robert F. Kennedy, and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He had this comment when signing the order.
A lot of people are waiting for this for years, for decades. And everything will be revealed.
Most of the documents concerning the assassination of JFK have already been released.
By the way, y'all, I think he's doing that for Kennedy more than anybody, his cabinet member. I think he's doing it for Kennedy, the one who's Health and Human Services.
The ducks, like.
Yes, absolutely. I think he's doing it for him with the release of MLK, JFK, and Bobby Kennedy. So I just want to mention that. But by the way, the birthright ban has already been shot down by the courts. So it's already been placed on hold. There's several. I mean, if you want to really know what's going on, go to a law firm's website because all this stuff is being challenged in the courts. On another note, according to Nielsen, the 2025 inauguration captured about 24.6 million viewers, and that's 6 million fewer than 1.0. I call this one 2.0, and 9 million fewer than Biden in 2021. And here's interesting when you look at the people who watched it, 55 plus, the majority are over 55, 17% of the overall population. And you want to guess the number of 18 to 34s who watched it? Close, Tonya B. You say 2%? You're close.
I just said 2.
Two total. Might be right. Only 1.9%. Oh, Vi, did you have a guess on the 18 to 34s?
Oh, hell no. I wonder, like I was telling Bree said, why we got so much energy in not watching this show? Where was all this energy and for not voting for it?
Yeah,
I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I'm sorry. I understand what we're trying to do, but that's just bullshit. It don't do anything with y'all just making it mad.
Yeah. My point was, the righteous indignation should have been at the polls.
Right.
And now that he's doing, because
that's my point. I don't want to hear
what was going to happen.
I don't want to hear all this other bullshit. Where was y'all when it came down to vote for?
Yeah, you knew what was going to go down. So, but those are just the numbers. I mean, on social media, really, I just encourage people. I encourage people to watch King Day. I watched, which was an excellent speech. If you haven't had a chance to watch Reverend William Barber, he did the speech at Ebenezer on King Morning. Excellent speech. His message about the poor which he's really carrying on the poor people's campaign. He was just excellent. If you haven't had a chance to watch, if you didn't watch it on King Day, it's on demand. I think on the King website, on their Facebook page, and it's also on their YouTube page. I would definitely. It's just excellent. He did. I didn't know what to expect from him, but he did an excellent job. Excellent job. Any more thoughts, y'all? Anybody got thoughts on the weekend news, man? Talib, Tonya B.
My thing is, I'm trying. I don't want to hear all this political ish, And I said, for my own well-being, peace of mind, and my mental health.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to talk about politics. And when I still see that face come up on my TV screen, I change the channel or I press the mute button. And that's just my personal thing. It's like we have so much more to be concerned about and so much more that needs to be done. And I just feel like people are giving him way too much energy.
Yeah.
Because what do we expect?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good point.
What do we expect?
Good point. And I take it like this. I think we have to be knowledgeable because Mike was on the show. Mike did the podcast last week, and we were talking about the fact that people have to kind of be knowledgeable, but not the way we may have been in the past, where you leave your TV or your radio on 24/7 news. You just want to be knowledgeable because I'll say this, and we're going to talk about it toward the end of the show, but I do believe this is going to be about the opposition party, whoever that may be. I think AOC is doing an excellent job right now in terms of calling it out. I'm going to play a clip toward the end of the show from Tim Kaine. I think Tim Kaine's doing an excellent job because there are things that we need to know right now. And we need to understand what our local representatives are doing as well. We need to understand what our congressional representatives within our districts where you live, what are they doing? And you have to ask them what they're doing. Talib, did you have a point?
Well, really, I just wanted to say I didn't realize that so many arsonists come out when fires are started because I was doing I was listening to some of the reports about the LA wildfires, and they were saying that they've caught about 200 people who have set fires intentionally.
Yeah.
During all of this, which is just unbelievable. So
it's horrendous how a spark can change the lives of millions.
Yeah.
And to intentionally do that is demonic.
Yeah.
To know that you will get that end result, to know it is just mind-boggling, man, the people who do it. I agree with you. All right, Tonya B, you ready? Let's do some tea. All right, here we go.
Now then, children, it's time for tea.
It's tea time, y'all.
Yes.
Sipping the tea with Tonya B.
All right, Tonya B, let's step away from the madness. What you got? And for more madness.
But speaking of, I know, right, speaking of fire, Fire Aid, which I thought they could have come up with a better name. Fire Aid is a concert that takes place on January 28th. It's a benefit for those. And when they have these big benefits, my question is, okay, how does the money trickle down to the people who need it most? And I find that it usually doesn't. But anyway, they're going to air this concert in AMC theaters, on Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Apple. It's going to be live streamed. I don't know if you have to pay, to access it and make a donation. But they've got everybody from Lil Baby to Lady Gaga, Earth, Wind, and Fire. And I want to say shout out to Ralph Johnson of Earth, Wind, and Fire. His children lost their homes in California. And Stevie Wonder didn't lose his home, but he'll be performing. And, Keisha Cole lost her home. Janae Aiko lost her home. Tyra Banks and Lettucey even lost her home. And I just got to say big ups to Queen Bey. She's going to make that big announcement. We thought it was going to be the Cowboy Carter tour, but she did step up and donate $2.5 million to the relief efforts in California. So I got to give her 5 on it for that.
Good for her.
We talked about DJ Unk, our Project Pat, the rapper, his son was killed in a park in Memphis, 22 years old, was really, a shame. And, Project Pat's come a long way from being, incarcerated. Now he still gives back to his foundation to incarcerated individuals. So let's get to the elephant in the room. Everybody's talking about all these hip hop artists that sold their soul to the devil and performed at the inauguration, and a lot of them they performed to lukewarm crowds of people like, "Who are you?" You know, Nelly Country Grammar didn't even get the crowd going. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, a lot of them, you know, are getting put on Front Street for doing that. They clearly needed the money, or they were bought and paid for, and they had to go do it and kiss the ring. But, you know, I just say that, you know, they may suffer consequences, but the people that have seats at the table that they will never be invited to, like Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos, they will never have a consequence.
You know what? I got to say this, and I said this. We were having the conversation this week. Man, we need to give Chrisette Michele. We need to bring her back and let's bring, you know, because, you know, here's my whole thing, Chris, and I think it's almost a level of misogyny when the way they attacked the female R&B singer, but even though they've gone after the rappers, the male rappers, because all Snoop did was pretty much just hold up a middle finger and say F y'all, you know, for the most part. I mean, in social media. And he'll be back doing the Olympics. He'll be back doing his, what do you call it, the mobile phone, the mobile T-Mobile commercials. He'll be doing pretty much everything he does. But the way they went after, I don't know, is it me or did they go after Chrisette Michele more viciously?
Oh, they gave that y'all couldn't work for 4 or 5 years. I mean, she hadn't gotten to the level that any of them were at, but she really suffered for it, and it seems like nobody took a page from the book of Chrisette Michele, and you know she's still trying to come back. You know,
I think people said something, but not to the point where they ruined a career. Vi, go ahead.
The difference between Chris Michelle was on the uprising, on the up and come. She was it. She was hot. Mm-hmm. Snoop Dogg and Belly, they're not hot. They're past their time anyway. Most of the black folk, they're not buying their music anyway.
Yeah.
Like Snoop Dogg said, he get his money from the white folks right now. Now I don't know where Nelly getting his from, but
pretty much I think the white folks crossover.
Right. So we really can't hurt Snoop Dogg and we can't cancel him because he's not dependent on us anyway.
Yeah.
None of them are. That's the thing.
And but we love at that time. Black folk were loving Chrisette Michele, so it's easy to cancel her because that's who she getting no money from. Snoop and Billy and Soulja Boy ain't getting the money from black people anyway because they said y'all ain't giving no damn money in the first place. So the bump y'all.
Well, they don't have.
Be mad. We can be. I think we should be mad at them. I think we should still force our opinion on them. But that's it.
But Talib, what are your thoughts, man? I got my thoughts. I'm a wait.
Now, we was wrong, but we do owe Chrisette Michele an apology. If they did that to her, they owe an apology because we did.
Well, the problem I have is ruining just complete. I mean, her career.
Right.
Would I be correct in saying, because you do a lot of independent artists right now, Tonya B, on the Bird Wire. Have you had any Chrisette Michele songs come across since that happened on the Bird Wire?
I've had more records by the Country Commentator, Talib, and you as a trio, the three tenors, than I've had.
The three amigos.
The three amigos, whatever. The Men of September. Crickets ain't heard nothing from her.
Wow. And see that they ruined their career. You're going to hear from Snoop. Snoop's still going to be hanging out with Martha Stewart. He's still going to be coming on the Today Show.
Right. Martha didn't say anything, but here's a gag. Now, you talk about hitting people in their pocketbooks. Like I said, the Nelly, we don't care. He's trying to do an amphitheater tour, and I'm telling you, it's not going to make it till the end.
It's not.
Yeah. Go ahead. I wanted to leave. Did you have a point?
Well,
I appreciate that because I just want to know.
Yeah. That I think that I used to say that meeting a president, regardless of whether it was a Republican, Democrat, whatever the case might be, that was something that should be celebrated, and if there was an opportunity for me to meet a president at some point, regardless of how I felt about their political beliefs, that I would do it because of the office. With this guy, I don't agree.
Right. I agree.
The fact that, it's bad enough that, we have blacks for Trump and Latinos for Trump and, all these other things. I just see no reason to celebrate with him in an inauguration.
Yeah.
And the fact that you got Soulja Boy, right.
Well,
Nelly,
if anything, trying to help a career.
Amongst others, but Snoop, let's be real. Snoop is now a character.
Yeah.
Snoop is now a caricature of this is not, we're not talking about Calvin Broadus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're talking about,
I want to mention this.
We're not talking about Gin and Juice Snoop.
No, I want to go because I want Tanya, throw it back to Tonya B. But the other thing that bothered me, and this is my point, and I'll end it here, was what he said, which is on video, which is all over social media. What Snoop said back in 2017, about the people who performed, and he said, it's like it's on the record.
Video. Yeah,
and it was hard on the record.
Horrible.
Yeah.
It was not like there was no double meaning in what he said.
My thing,
it was direct.
My thing is, won't we?
Yeah.
If you want to do it, interview him and say, "Can you explain how you go from that into this?"
Play the video. Absolutely. And B.
That's all. Not trying to
A and
cancel you or anything, but explain for how you go from that into this. Make me understand.
Yeah, agreed. Good point.
Like
I'm going to go back to you, Tonya B.
Go ahead.
No, that's cool. But I think that's an excellent point, Vi. Just A-B it. Go ahead, Tonya B. I'm going to let you
you get people's attention, you hit them in the pocketbook. Okay, Snoop, you got the beer, you got the phone, you got the this. My thing is, did we cancel October London because he falls under Snoop and assigned to his label? I don't drink Corona beer, and I'll never have service with T-Mobile. But, do you stop supporting those entities that he endorses? It doesn't affect me. I don't use them, so I don't care. But, at the end of the day, like you said, until, he goes back on trial for murder was the case that they gave me, they have no use for us. Let's be transparent. Nelly was never a black act. He's
more crossover. Even though he had a balance. Yeah, you're right.
But I never thought he was that dude that had any street cred. He had a gold flute. That was about it. But the thing about it is now his decision is now affecting his family, where his wife was dropped by our management team because of his choice to do what he did.
Yeah, so true.
I heard she mad.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out, man. Y'all help Chrisette Michelle. I'm gonna leave it at that. Bring her back. Let's bring back Chrisette. Let's get her a Grammy.
Well, she been
for Chrisette.
She's had a couple of concerts in the City Winery.
And you know what? I might go if she comes to ATL just to hold up a pound hashtag Grammy for Chrisette. I'm gonna hold it up in the air. Go ahead, Tonya B.
You're a little late, Tommy B.
Okay. Well, let's talk about.
I'm gonna look just like that, man. Go ahead.
Since I said I'll keep my finger on the pulse of what's happening in my world. I won't be ignorant to what's going on, but there's a lot of good stuff coming on TV now, and I think we all discovered a lot of great stuff, especially on January 20th that we did watch. Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz are back in action. A lot of people watched it. The reviews are don't forget, there's a new show coming to Netflix, first TV show. Angela Bassett and Robert De Niro, February 20th. I forgot the name. I don't care. I'm going to watch it. Today, with this being Saturday, Lisa Lisa's biopic, Can You Feel the Beat, hits Lifetime. And I'm really looking forward to the new Morris Chestnut show, Watson, the medical mystery on CBS.
Yeah.
Hopefully
love that. If you didn't see him in, what was the legal show? He was excellent in that. Excellent.
Reasonable Doubt.
If you haven't had a chance to see it. Yep, Reasonable Doubt.
Yeah, and he said he's not leaving. They left the door open. He's smart. He said, I'm not leaving that job until this one is in. Because he's got a lot of great series, but they never lasted. So he's going to be doing double duty. And the thing that everybody's waiting for is Grammys. Who cares? High anticipation for the Questlove John. Hey, everybody in Philly. Fly Stone, the Burden of Black Genius, February 13th on Hulu. So go get that free 30-day subscription now. I'm going to cash mine in now that know this is coming on. Yes. And George Clinton's in it, Shaka Khan, Jimmy Jim and Terry Lewis, and some original members of the Family Stone. And if I can just quickly share, my dad back in the day, I went to two Sly concerts I remember. One was, I was maybe like 9. That's when he was like hot, when Stan was out and Sly was late and people didn't care. Very integrated audience. And then I went to Madison Square Garden to Sly's wedding concert, which was a hot mess. It was a hot mess. But, but just even as a child, being on the first one when I was younger, just the music. And I remember saying to my mother when I saw them on the Ed Sullivan Show, I said, Mom, I feel the same way about rock and roll as Sly and the Family Stone. And she just like, okay. But, but even then, just to have the impact that it had on me, being a goober, I'm really looking forward to it. And I really hope that, I didn't see it, but and maybe it didn't happen, that they would get people like George Johnson, who was one of the few people who could get Sly to do anything over the last several years. And then remember, Jesse Johnson kind of brought him back when they did the song Crazy. Yep. So I'm looking forward to that. And so, because of the fires, we're going to see a lot of content that's been on the shelves, just like the writer's strike. New fires started, I think yesterday or Thursday, and they're moving towards more movie and TV studios. So they're shutting down. So that's why we're still seeing reruns so long after, the Christmas break.
Yeah, so true. Well, I got to say, and I appreciate, thanks for the tea, Tonya B. That's good stuff. Harlem is back, by the way, on Amazon Prime Video with Megan Good. It's the final season.
I got
6 episodes. So they're dropping 2 episodes per week. So this week you got 1 and 2. Let's see, on January 30th, you'll have 3 and 4. And the final 2 episodes will air on February 6th. And I had a chance, I watched 1 and 2 last night. They are a trip.
She got to make that money because she paying her man's bills, even his child support. God bless her.
Hey, make that money, girl. That money ain't going to make you. Don't let the money make you.
You better save her money. You know what I know. Anyway.
All right. Well, appreciate the tea, Tonya B. Yes. Thank you so much. Hey, y'all. I do want to go ahead and do some politics. I know how you feel, Tonya B. It's a fun era in which we live, but we have to do it. So let's go ahead and do some politics.
The political roundtable.
And I want to ask a question to y'all really about politics right now. And again, I don't want to go full blown into it until this thing gets a little bit more traction. But, my question is to a lot of people, are you happy with the liberal efforts right now? Liberal, Democrats, whatever you want, opposition party. Are you happy with their efforts to push back against 5.0? I'm sorry, 2.0. My God, don't let it be. Did I say 5.0? It feels like it. but I want to play this clip. And let's go ahead and get into it. This was Tim Kaine.
In the name of Jesus.
Yes, this was Tim Kaine. So here we go. Let's go ahead and do it.
You were the president of the Center for Renewing America, and the think tank produced a 2023 budget proposal calling a commitment to end woke and weaponized government. Do you remember that?
Yes, Senator.
And that's the correct title?
Yes, Senator.
It's 104 pages of details to end woke and weaponized government. And it proposes deep cuts to the SNAP program. Is providing nutrition assistance to low-income kids woke and weaponized?
Senator, I'm not here to talk about the budget that the center put out. I'm here on behalf of the president.
Yeah, but you just said you did that. I want to know what's woke and weaponized about providing food assistance to low-income kids.
Well, again, I'm not here on behalf of my center, on behalf of the president.
I know that, but this is your work product. I mean, you can say it's not woke and weaponized, or you can tell me why it's woke and weaponized. I don't think SNAP programs or benefits for kids are woke and weaponized. Do you agree with me?
When we refer to the federal government being weaponized, we're referring to bureaucracies that.
Okay, so you didn't include SNAP. You proposed to cut SNAP, but you're not saying it's woke and weaponized.
I am not going to answer questions about the Center for Renewing
You
America's
propose
products.
Deep cuts to Pell Grants. Is helping kids pay for college and helping their families, is that woke and weaponized?
Again, I'm not here to defend the Center for Renewing America's
I get it that you're not here to defend that work product, and I can understand why. You propose deep cuts to Medicaid for millions of low-income families. Why is that woke and weaponized? You propose undermining health insurance. Why is that woke and weaponized? Eliminating tenant-based rental assistance. Why is that woke and weaponized? Eliminating the low-income housing energy assistance program. This was all in your document about ending woke and weaponized government. Okay, let's see. We want to traumatize federal employees, and then we want to take all these programs that help everyday people who are struggling and cut them because they're woke and weaponized. Those are your words, not mine. From the fullness of the heart, the mouth speaks. I yield back.
And you know, he's absolutely right. When I talk about pushback, I don't just talk about sabotaging the government. You know what I mean? Any government who works for the people, you want to see it work. But my point is, I think a lot of what we're seeing, a lot of the foolishness, like the salutes and a lot of the stuff, it's a distraction for them cutting what they really want to cut. And those are the kind of things that are helping people in order to get these huge tax cuts for the people you saw sitting in the front row. You saw Bezos, you saw, what's his name, Zuckerberg, you saw Musk. He wants to make sure he gets the cuts for the people who paid to get him in office. And that's why I say, you know, are you happy with the pushback? Because the problem I have is, okay, now Sinema's gone, Manchin's gone. Now you got Fetterman. Basically, I guess Fetterman has this, Mr. Sweatsuit, you know, wearing it to the inauguration, has decided, well, you know, for now, I'm going to take the place of Manchin and Sinema and be, and the word is he's about to flip. From what I'm hearing, he's the one who's basically has decided he's going to flip from Democrat to Republican. Yeah, you know, I think you get to a limit of using that as an excuse, and I've reached my limit with him. You know, he's very capable. People keep voting him back into office. So my point is, the AOCs of the world and the Tim Kaines of the world, who's out there? I don't think we're going to see it locally. I don't think you're going to hear anything from the 13th district coming out of David Scott. You're never going to see him do anything like that because he can't. You're not going to see Nikema Williams. You're not going to see a lot of these people locally who should be pushing back, should be more vocal, should be letting you know. And I think you have to hold your local people more accountable, because that's the issue I see. Because they're going to, if they remain silent to things that will impact you, it's on them. And you really have to decide, okay, why didn't I know about this? Why didn't I know this was coming? Why didn't I know they were going to try to cut Social Security? You know what I'm saying? Any thoughts, you know?
I mean, just the same as you know, I feel like I'm repeating myself constantly because, you know, the word of the day of the politics right now is hypocrisy. Yep. You know, we can see it. You know, if anybody else had given the sign that Elon did, the ADL would have been all over him.
All over.
ADL says, oh, you know, well, let's give him the benefit of the doubt or whatever the case might be. You know, this do as I say, do not as I do, you know, or do as I say, not as I do.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
Attitude in politics right now is just terrible. And it's prevalent, and I don't know what it's going to take to get people away from this whole, you know, I'm only here. I'm treating the Congress like it's a lick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was bad enough when people started looking at
it's a grift. Yeah,
totally. And people are just jumping onto the grift more and more. You know, like how could if I was the leader of the Proud Boys that just got paroled, I wouldn't give any kind of statement. I'd just be glad to have gotten out. Yeah. You know what I mean? And this guy and they're trying to get retribution.
Yeah.
What?
I'm going to buy a gun.
You're guilty. You're guilty. You are a convicted
That's what he said.
felon.
He's going to buy guns. He's going to buy guns. Yeah.
You know, and so I'm just at a point where, you know, I'm not giving up.
Yeah.
Because there is no give up. But at the same time, you know, these people that are, you know, I just can't wait to primary. I can't wait till primary season.
Yeah, I agree. Because you have to hold your local people accountable. The other thing, and I'm glad, you know, we haven't gotten into it too much in terms of the pardons, but the reason I'm not using it as a lead is because we knew this is what he was going to do.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, that's why we were going to the polls. A lot of us were so adamant about going to the polls to vote because we knew that January 6th was going to get whitewashed, which is what's happening, which is pretty much what's happening. Go to you, Vi.
Basically, with the putback, all I'm saying is I don't pay attention to Trump a whole lot. I did on purpose, but I make sure I know what's going on.
Yeah.
Right. Like with Tim Kaine, know what's going on. You ain't got to be angry at him. He's the president, accepted, but know what's going on. So when the primary comes, you can speak your mind.
Yeah.
Let them know that you know what's going on. And let them know we're not going to stand for it. Because if you don't let the Republican know that what's going on, they're going to think you're okay with it. The only way you're going to get people to stand up against Trump if you stand up against your congressmen and your senators.
Yeah.
Until you stand up to the Congress and the senators, he's going to continue to have his way because they don't think y'all going to put him out of office. So no,
I mean, you're right. I mean, the policies trickle down. The policies trickle down.
Right. Yeah. All this stuff you talking about getting rid of, it's going to hurt Magnum more than anybody else because they're on it. Yeah. People don't realize there's more poor white folks than poor black people. There's more poor white folks that use that stuff than poor black people.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why they think they're not going to get affected by it. I think they got blinders on like the Obamacare. They didn't even realize that they was on Obamacare.
Yeah.
Until you tell them, dude, that's the same thing as Obamacare. He gonna take that from you. He's just not gonna. When he take it, he's not taking from blacks. He's taking from you also. So
I mean, I'm gonna go to Tonya B. What are your thoughts, Tonya B?
No, just with advice, and these folks that are like I call them the rumpers. They, like I said, they think that it's going to hurt blacks, but it's going to hurt them. Case in point, you remember when he won last time, he went to Michigan and told all, I'm going to save your jobs in these auto plants. And he did save their jobs for 90 days. They voted for him as soon as he took the oath. They all lost their jobs. Where are they now? Like you said, they think they're doing detriment to us, but it's more to another segment of the population that, so you have 3 teeth and a 3rd grade education. And they don't even have the mental wherewithal to keep up. We can keep up. But the other thing is, like you saying, lean on these people that you put in office to represent your best interest, because if our complacency means they have no accountability, and it's not going to end well.
No, it's not. And let me mention this because we're in the state of Georgia. Okay. There's and this is weird. I don't know why he's doing this with Musk, other than the fact that to cut his competition, but the pushback on electric vehicles and the money that's being given from the government to help these electric vehicle plants, like here in Georgia, that money's being cut. Now, I think Georgia may have squeaked by in terms of getting the money, but in terms of growing it in states where you could grow jobs, it's not going to happen if he takes that money away. And who's that going to affect? A lot of these rural areas that are getting jobs because of these new plants. So, you got to really pay attention to who it's impacting and ask yourself, hey, is this going to impact me, or is this going to impact, and I'm going to come to you guys in a minute, who's it going to impact? Regardless of what party it is. I mean, Talib, you and I have this conversation all the time. I'm not really, I don't play politics the way I play football, and mascots and sports. If you're wrong, you're wrong. If your interests don't align with mine, then I can't vote for you. I look at, the alignment. So it's not about, I think we have to, as a country, understand and ask more of the parties we support and not just go along because it's the party that your parents, your grandparents, and your great-great-grandparents have already supported.
That's what I was really trying to get at.
And that's both sides. Last word on, I got one more thing one more question on politics before we move on. Did you want to wrap it up, Talib, on this?
Well, really, I just want to say,
question, but go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say that, the concentration, it's easy to say it's the other party.
Mm-hmm.
We need to start checking both parties.
Yes.
There is no reason right now why I am not a Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
I do not have party affiliation with the Democratic Party. But being that I do vote Democrat on a lot of issues, it's time to start checking these people as well. This is something that we can't continue to go down this path like we've been doing for the past 10 years in these arenas. It's not.
I agree.
It's not
going along, but what you call it, going along to get along.
To get along. Exactly. That ends.
It's
that
going to kill us. Now. It's going to kill us. Hey, one more thing, y'all, and I know you have an opinion on this. An interview on Channel 2, and we're in Georgia. I remind people. Keisha Lance Bottoms did an interview because she resigned where Trump was saying, she was fired from her recent post with Biden. She mentioned the possibility of running for governor. Should she run? And I'm going, I'm not coming to you yet, Tonya B. I'm going to go to Vi. Go, Vi.
I don't know, because I'm asking Bree. I said, how did Atlanta folks feel about when she
And that's your girlfriend.
And Bree said, she said, Atlanta only got mad because she did not run again.
She quit.
She quit. So have they forgiven her for quitting on them? That's the question.
But you got to understand why she quit. Do you know why she quit?
No, why she quit?
Really?
It was crime.
Crime.
She couldn't bring the crime rate down.
Okay, but that's a good reason to quit. I thought we put in there to stop it. So she quit.
Crime I forgot there was an increase of 50%.
Okay, well, so she's going to do a better job in the state of Georgia?
Well, my point is, do you think she should? Yes or no?
I don't know. That's my question. I really don't know, because I don't know who else is running.
Okay. Just to give you an idea, Stacey Abrams might run. Michael Thurman, who's a possibility, who's been in DeKalb County, might think about running.
I would choose Stacey Abrams over Keisha.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go to you, Talib.
No.
We're getting close.
No, do not run. Please do not run.
Okay.
Just off the Gulch deal alone.
Yes.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Please, you crony. You Kasim Reed crony. No, the fuck out of here.
Tonya B.
He hasn't forgiven her.
Tonya B.
Everything Talib said.
She hasn't forgiven neither. See what I'm saying? That's my point. I'm not from Atlanta, so I don't know.
Well, I mean, I've lived close. I have friends there, a lot of friends there, and quite frankly, I don't think she has the traction to win statewide because of what you're saying. Because the city is, if your core is divided,
right,
who you have to depend on, because you got to depend on Atlanta. I mean, that vote is critical. If that's split, then you're not going to win the whole state.
Correct.
As for Stacey Abrams, it's a 3-time. I mean, you run 3 times with 2 losses on your back. It's a heavy load. I mean, candidly, I'm thinking Jason Carter is going to have to step back in. I think Jason Carter, with the climate that we're in statewide, considering the climate, I think Jason Carter at this point is probably going to be the best potential candidate. A lot of people won't agree with me, but I think he's the candidate who can be the Trojan horse, who can at least get back in, because if you don't, you're going to leave it to Carr and you're going to leave it to Burt Jones. And you do not want Burt Jones as governor right now, because that you talk about a Trump acolyte 100%. So my point is, I think the Democratic Party in Georgia, and we only have a couple of minutes. Democratic Party in Georgia has a significant issue with leadership right now. Significant issue.
Democratic Party, period, have a significant issue with leadership.
But it's even, in my opinion, it's even worse. You got state to state where you have some states that are well run. I don't think the state is well run. So I think they need to, at this point, really collectively come together and find somebody who can win. Not somebody who just wants to run. Find somebody who can win. And you shaking head, Talib, I'm going to give you the last word.
Yeah, we just like losers, man. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know what it is. I joke saying that I like losers because I'm a fan of the Jets and the Falcons.
Yeah.
Got
to. But anyway.
That should not, we should not
in this.
Take
not in
our politics.
Yeah.
Like
not in this climate. We can't afford that anymore.
No.
I agree.
We can't.
All right, y'all. Hey, I appreciate the feedback, y'all, and let's go ahead and do this.
It's time to wrap it up. This is the G Podcast.
Love your thoughts, y'all. Go to you can scan the QR code on our page. Go to our social media. The links are there. As you're watching the show, scan the QR. Love your thoughts, especially now more than ever. It's really important that we hear from you, understand where your head is, and we can convey that to as part of our discussion every week. Don't forget, support the podcast. 25 for 2025 is happening now until June. Make a one-time pledge for the year. Use the QR code. All that stuff is there and on all our socials. Hey, y'all, we are now on Fanbase, owned by Isaac Hayes the third. We have an account there. Everything's over there right now. We're putting the full episodes up there, so you can go there as well. All right, Talib, you got any final shout-outs, man?
Yeah, I want to say what's up to my man Seth Boogie checking us out. Seth used to work with us over at Earwax, and he's a new subscriber to the channel. So thank you, Seth. And just all the usuals. Gigi, gotta say what's up to her, and everybody listening. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Tonya B, shout outs.
Okay, shout out to all my people in the DMV and in Boston. I want to say shout out to somebody who was rocking with us. I say Tommy B since day one. Remember KW?
Yes. What up, K-Dub?
He's back. I reached out to him and I said, check us out. We're all over. So I just want to say shout out to him and welcome him back to the podcast.
Appreciate that. Welcome back, bro.
He was an early believer. Yeah.
Yes, he was. I appreciate that. We all appreciate that.
Yes.
Anything else?
I want to say shout out to Shirley Ralph getting her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I don't know how because LA is burning. But I would just say this, she said she's an endangered species, but I got to give her 5 on it because she's gracing the cover and the pages of People magazine, and she will show you what 66 looks like. Holla.
Big time. She's looking good. Yeah. Country Commentator, what you got? We got some shout outs, man. Go ahead.
Shout out. I just want to say this. People, Trump has won. We don't have to be happy about it, but don't let this man ruin your life. Accept that he has won. Wake up, welcome to sunshine in your life, and just know what's going on.
Yeah.
Just be happy. Be happy that you're here, that you're alive, that you are living, and then continue enjoying life. Let that man do what he's going to do, and just be knowledgeable of what's going on.
Yeah, be knowledgeable and protect your family.
Right.
Protect
your circle. Watch TV 24/7 and keep listening to it like I do. I just browse the internet. When I see his name pop up, I read it. After about 2 minutes of reading, I say, I can't stomach with this. And I start reading.
Gotta go.
And just start reading and move on. I just be knowledgeable what's going on. That's it.
I got you. And I want to hear from y'all. Go to, again, scan the QR code that's on the video if you're watching the video, or you can just go to our social media links. All that is there. You can leave us a voicemail. And next week, I've got a candidate who lost to a Republican, Mike Collins, I'll talk about him next week. But Lexi Doherty, who ran in GA10, she got 35% of the vote. She's going to come on and talk about where she thinks, at least in Georgia, the party went wrong. She's out of Athens. I know you'll like her, because she's out of Athens.
Really? Let's be clear about one thing.
Georgia 10th district, but, and also talk about the future and what should be done. So, I made you laugh. I know I did. All right, y'all. But that's our next week's show. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Y'all really do appreciate you. And for those coming back first of the year, we appreciate you as well. All right, y'all. With that, episode 253 is in the can. Got to say peace and power to the people. Have a great week, y'all.
Peace.
I like the power.
You've been listening to This is the G Podcast. This is the G Podcast is a production of the Castropolis Podcast Network. Thanks for listening.